So this is going to be the singles prediction for 2024. Oh, little red fuzzy, let me get rid of that. Okay, group 1. Now this is just for singles. Tomorrow I will be uploading the couples reading. So if you're already in a relationship going into 2023, going into 2024, check out that reading. Now, if you feel like you're somewhere in between, feel free to watch both readings. That's totally fine. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with oracle cards today. I don't know why, I was just feeling called to. I very rarely ever do that, but let's just mix it up today. Group 1 singles, your love life in 2024. A big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Okay, reconciliation. Past life relationship, and manifesting your soulmate. Okay. And your bottom of the deck was patience. So maybe you've been single for some time now, or it just feels like it's been a long time, but okay. We've got sorry reconciliation. This card stands for reconciliation and forgiveness. Someone may feel very sorry for their actions and they want to apologize, or perhaps you are in this situation. It also may be important for you to forgive to move on. Then we have past life relationship. I had the feeling that I've known you. Actually, I feel like you knew me. Your souls know each other from previous lifetimes and you have been with this person together before. There is an instant attraction and recognition on a soul level. And then we have manifest your soulmate. Light a pink candle while you visualize your soulmate. Oh, that's nice because I'm wearing pink today. Okay. Prayers and wishes are very important for you now. This card also indicates that your manifestation will come into your reality soon. Okay. I will say, I mean, for a few of you, maybe there is an ex. Doesn't even necessarily have to do exactly with your love life. But if you have some kind of relationship in your life that ended, or you've kind of drifted apart from someone, or you've had some anger, resentment, or maybe just someone that, you know, kind of makes you sad how things ended, or it was just bad. You may have someone reaching out trying to reconcile with you, and it would have been someone that you had love for. So a friend, a family member, or like I said, an ex could possibly, be referring to this card. I also wonder though, because we have past life relationship next to it, if something happened to where in a past life, you and this soulmate that is coming into your life, because I mean, we have 2 cards talking about a soulmate connection coming into your life. I wonder if in a past life, and I know this is a little bit more out there, because I do try to keep the messages grounded for you all, but I wonder if something happened in a past life that cut your connection short, didn't allow you to be together for some reason, like star-crossed lovers kind of thing. And it's like in this incarnation, I want us to be together. I want us to stay together. I want it to work. And so, it could have been so many different things in a past life, right? If you believe in past lives, I do personally believe in like reincarnation and stuff like that. But, it could have been like, let's just say, for example, to give context, maybe in a past life, this soulmate ended up deciding to enlist in the military, and they ended up going to war, and maybe their life was cut short. I know that's super dramatic, but it was the first example that came to mind. Because I'm thinking of like someone dying before their time and their soul having regret that they made a certain decision that ended up leading to their life being cut short, and then them thinking, I didn't get enough time with group 1. I needed more time with group 1, because that's the energy that I'm getting, that for some reason there just wasn't enough time. So it wasn't for like a lack of love or, you know, someone hurt the other person. It was just someone, their soul left, you know, their soul was no longer incarnated and their soul had regret that they just didn't have enough time with you. And so when this person comes into your life, group 1, in 2024, you can see right here, I had the feeling that I've known you before. It's gonna feel a sense of deja vu. So if someone comes into your life and you have a romantic interest in them and they seem very comfortable to you, and it almost feels like you've known each other before because they're so easy to talk to, you kind of instantly feel a bit more relaxed with them, at ease with them, you have a natural rapport with them. This could signify, okay, yes, this is my soulmate coming into, you know, my life here. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get some more information. I actually think I want to use the Sailor Moon Tarot deck. Oh, it's so cute. I'm not using this deck for any other group today, but every time I think about Sailor Moon, I think about soulmates. So that's really cute. I like that synchronicity for you all. Group 1, their love life in 2024. Group 1 singles, 2024. Okay. We have the World card here. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, with the Queen of Swords, I do feel like this is your energy. Now, this could be the soulmate that's coming in for you all. So this could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini person who's in a more feminine energy. But honestly, I'm getting more of the vibe that this is you, especially because we had that bottom of the deck being patience. I feel like some of you have been single for a while and you're not miserable about it, you know, like you're single, but I think that there are a lot of aspects of being single that you appreciate. And with the Queen of Swords, you know, you may keep yourself busy to distract when you do have your lonely moments, but I think you tend to be a bit more practical about it. I do think that you like your independence and, you know, not having some of the drama or conflict or, you know, just some of the difficulties of having any human connection with anybody. You know, like there's always going to be some level of give, you know, when it comes to any sort of relationship. There's always going to be some kind of compromise that's needed. And so I just think that, you know, you value your alone time and that you're single, but, you know, you kind of been patiently single and you know, the Queen of Swords, she has her standards, so she's not going to settle for less. And so I think this is your energy for sure. Now, with the World card here, I wonder if this soulmate is long distance or if they are from just another cultural background than you. They could be, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy, they could be from the same country as you, but maybe they're just from a different region, or they had a very different childhood or upbringing than you. But there's something about you sort of being really interested, I'm hearing, in their world. So something about their world is just very different to yours. And, you know, I think that that's kind of a good topic of conversation for you two. When you're getting to know each other, there's so much interest, like genuine interest and fascination and intrigue, and, you know, there's mystery and all of that. But at the same time, you feel so comfortable with this person. And with the Ace of Wands, I mean, again, like you really could meet them when you're traveling or when you move somewhere or relocated, or they have. And it definitely feels like a fresh start. And I will also say with the Ace of Wands here, there's like this immediate physical attraction, which is nice because, you know, you have that comfortability where you feel kind of instantly at ease with them, but that doesn't mean that you don't also have some physical attraction or that you don't have that spark. Can we get a little bit more information about the soulmate, like their personality, who they are? We have the 8 of Pentacles and we have the Devil card here. So, I mean, they could be a Capricorn or have Capricorn placements in their birth chart. They are someone who's very hardworking though, and someone who is, I don't know why I always kind of crowd the cards together. There, I think that's a little bit better. I'm going to try to get out of that habit. Okay, I will also say though, with the 8 of Pentacles and the Devil card both being here as well, like I said, this person is very hardworking, very successful and established in their career. So this isn't someone who, you know, just started a business or just graduated from school. This is someone who's been doing what they've been doing for quite some time, and they're good at it, they're well known for it, and they make, you know, a good living from it, for sure. Now, this person also, I think, has a bit of a take charge kind of attitude. They like to do things for themselves. They don't like to ask for help too much. They don't like to rely on other people too much if they can help it. And they prefer to be the giver in relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if this person has acts of service or gift giving as a love language. I don't know. They really like taking care of others versus them being taken care of by someone else. That's kind of the vibe here. I think they have probably a little bit similar to you in some ways, where they find it difficult to rely on others. And they are, you know, pretty independent. Yeah, 9 of Wands and the Fool here. I do think you bring out a softer side to them, because I think they can come across as a bit tough at times. And I think that they get very focused on what they're doing, and they kind of get tunnel vision sometimes. And so other people may think that they're being cold or that they're a bit aloof, just difficult to maybe get to know on like a deeper level, or they seem maybe more serious than they actually are. But it's just because they're very ambitious, you know, and they are very much focused on continuing to grow the name they've already built for themselves in their line of work. But I definitely think you bring out a much softer, sensitive side to them that I think when you get to know them, that's going to be quite surprising to you, but also very nice. What is it, Tallulah? I don't know. Can you guys hear her meowing? She's sunbathing in her little cactus, so I don't know what she has to complain about. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this person, they may not have come from nothing. You know, they may not have necessarily started from the bottom, you know, but they are self-made. They are self-made. So even if they came from, you know, a pretty decent socioeconomic background, they didn't rely upon that. You know, they really went out there and made a name for themselves, and they worked hard to get to where they are now. And so it wasn't like they were born into money. They've always had money and that's it. Or they went into their family business or something like that. It's more because even if there is a family business, even if their family does have a lot of money, they went off and did something totally different and didn't use their family's money and connections to get them totally where they are. They may have had a little bit of help, but they've worked hard. They've worked hard. They haven't just sat back and, not that there's anything wrong, you know, with generational wealth or working for your family's business. It's just not the path that your soulmate chose. The Five of Wands. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of competition. I mean, they really had to set themselves apart and work hard to get to where they are now. So they work in a competitive field. They don't work in a field that's easy. So maybe they work in a field that requires a lot of education, and academically it's competitive. Maybe it's hard to get your foot in the door, hard to move up. Maybe it's a really saturated market. A lot of people do that line of work, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of competition, but you know, they've earned their spot. I do think that they do tend to be a bit more traditional in terms of dating. So I think that when you're getting to know this person, it's gonna follow the typical kind of formula we think when people get together. You know, there's the talking stage, maybe you meet up for coffee before you go out on a dinner date, and it's like, you know, it's just very traditional, very by the book, very expected. That doesn't mean you're not having a ton of fun with them. It just means that they like to do things, I guess, yeah, by the book. I mean, in a traditional way. And, you know, they may have some old-fashioned or traditional notions about dating. And what I mean by that is maybe they like to, you know, if they're the man, maybe they like to pay for everything. Or maybe they have this idea that when you show up to a date, you bring a gift. I don't know. I'm just throwing out things. But, yeah, I do think they tend to be more traditional. Okay. And then for your bottom of the deck here, we have the Hermit card. Now, we know with soulmates, there can be mirroring, and I do think that that's what's going on here. So I think that they also have been single for a while, but not miserably single. You know, I think that they, very much like you, value their independence. Okay, now we'll get some Affairs of the Hearts cards. I do split this deck because the cards are just too thick to shuffle all at once, and there's too many of them. Group 1 Singles 2024. We have communication, text, call, unblock, reach out. Now, I do think this could be talking about that sorry card we got in the very beginning of maybe someone from your past reaches out, you know, tries to pull you back in, or they just have an apology, they want some closure. Now, I do think also, if we're talking about the soulmate that we've been, you know, expanding upon, this could be that you two start off talking on the phone or texting, or if you meet online, you message each other back and forth on, you know, the dating platform before you actually meet in person. There's just a lot of communication by phone or by, you know, the internet. But I think that's one of the things you love the most about, you know, this particular soulmate is that they're so easy to talk to. You have that natural rapport. You feel like you've known them before. You two have enough interest, but enough differences to keep things interesting. And yeah, I think that they're just a really good conversationalist. I'm hearing you two also could have a similar sense of humor. Okay, you can meet them in the autumn season or during the months of September, October, November, or this is when things start to heat up for you two and get romantic. We have cycle, karmic cycles, ending past patterns. I feel like ending past patterns is a really big thing here because we already talked about this soulmate, you knowing them in a past life, them wanting to get it right in this incarnation, them wanting you two to finish your unfinished business kind of thing. Because there's that feeling of, again, like, I wish I had more time with you before. I feel like we didn't have enough time together the last time. And I do think it's because their life got cut short. And also here, this is telling me if you feel like you've had karmic partners before that were really negative and toxic, or just in general your relationships have been that way, this isn't going to be that. And we have celebrate, fun, party, celebration, or events. I do feel like this person is going to be super supportive of you. very supportive, very genuinely happy for you. And they're not going to be someone who's intimidated by your success or, you know, feels a competition with you or needs to make more money than you or needs to be better than you or anything like that. And I do feel like you could meet them possibly through friends or at a certain event. We already talked about before, maybe you meet them while you're on vacation or on a trip, or when they're vacationing on a trip. You also could, if we're talking about timing, this is a more specific message, but maybe you meet them right after you have something big to celebrate. I mean, possibly. And we have hope. Don't lose the faith and stay positive. Yeah, I mean, you did get the patience card, right, as your bottom of the deck. So if your patience has started to wear thin, know that this will be coming for you next year. So don't lose your faith. And I think don't lose your faith that healthy love, you know, can be a thing. Healthy connections can be a thing. Okay, final thought, Spirit, before we get into the Astro Dice. Group 1. I think we'll get maybe like 2 cards. I feel like this Tower wanted to come out. Ooh. And I feel like the High Priestess wanted to come out. Okay. Your bottom of the deck is the Star card. This is actually my favorite card, I think, in this deck. It's so cute. Yeah, keep your faith, keep your hope. And, you know, this connection will, I think, feel like a wish come true for you. This card makes me think of Christmas miracles. But anyway, with the High Priestess and the Tower, I think that intuitively you sense that this is on its way. And I think part of you is still sort of preparing for this, because you do know it's going to change so many aspects of your life, because this is a big love. This isn't a short casual fling. This is a big love. This is a soulmate connection. And you have unfinished business with them. You know, you didn't have enough time with each other before. And so you may be getting a lot of signs about this union, a lot of strange dreams, you know, just psychic downloads about this. But I think a part of you on a subconscious level senses that this is coming, and, you know, you're just sort of preparing yourself to make space for this person in your life, because, like I said, it's a big love, and it's someone in your life that is supposed to stay. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and roll your Astro Dice. Group 1. Okay. Okay, we have Aquarius here, which is an air sign. We also have the 9th house, which is associated with Sagittarius, a fire sign. And then we have the South Node. So with the South Node being here, I do think you two have a soul contract that involves your life's purpose. So I do think that you two have a positive impact on each other's life purpose, or you share a joint soul mission where you're meant to create something together. Now, this could be so many different things, but there's something that your soul wants to learn from them and something that their soul wants to learn from you. And it's dealing with overcoming this South Node energy and stepping into your North Node. So if you want a big clue about what that is, go and look at your birth chart and see where your South Node is and where your North Node is. And it's always going to be the opposite sign. So for example, my South Node is in Gemini, but my North Node is in Sagittarius. So if I was looking at this for me, just for example, with my North Node being in Sagittarius, I would say, oh, Maybe I'm meant to travel with this person. Maybe I'm meant to relocate somewhere, experience different cultures. You know, maybe I'm not meant to stay in the same place, because Gemini can talk about our local community, whereas Sagittarius carries the energy of the traveler. And so, again, that's just an example, and it's going to be different for all of you, but definitely look at your birth chart. Now, this person could have significant Aquarius placements. I also feel like this is telling us that there's going to be a genuine friendship between you two. And we did talk about you two having a similar sense of humor. And I really feel like you're going to appreciate how different and unique this person is. Because the thing about Aquarius people, what makes them all the same is that they're all so different, right? Aquarius is like the space cadet. You know, they're very unique. And with the 9th house here, like I said, associated with Sagittarius, and we did talk about travel in terms of how you two meet. So possibly, you know, one of you is on vacation, one of you has recently moved, maybe both of you have, right? If we're talking about soulmates, sometimes there's mirroring. And yeah, maybe they're from a different culture than you, or just a different background. And then I will also say, with the 9th house being here, it could be that you meet them and you find out that you two went to the same university, because the 9th house can talk about higher education, or maybe you two have the same degree level if you have a degree. Or it could be that you meet them somehow through maybe like an event on a college campus, you know, maybe go see a play or something. That's very specific, but I'm just throwing out examples as to how that could play out. Okay. I do think that your soulmate seems very cultured, whatever that word means to you, but I feel like they're very knowledgeable about cultures outside of their own. Okay. All right, that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. Hitting the notification bell lets you know whenever I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. I know they can probably be a little bit annoying, but you can always mute them and just have them on in the background. So I really appreciate anyone who does that as well. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched the ads already, been a regular viewer, donated on Venmo, tipped with Superthanks, or just commented or liked a video. It means the world to me and to Miss Gracie, of course. I'm wishing everyone the best as always. Please take care, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Welcome to your love prediction for 2024. Now this is just for singles. I will be uploading a couples video tomorrow for those of you who are already in a relationship going into 2024. Now, if you feel like you fall somewhere in between, feel free to watch both predictions. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. We will be taking all uprights today. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, for group 1, I started with the oracle cards. So let's do the same for you, just to mix it up. Okay, group 2, 2024 singles. Okay. Group 1 also got the past life relationship card. So we have past life relationship. Your souls have known each other from previous lifetimes, and you have been with this person together before. There is an instant attraction and recognition on a soul level. I had the feeling that I've known you. Actually, I feel like you knew me. We have reunion. This card stands for reunion with your family and friends. There is a feeling of harmony and celebration. Significant people from your childhood and or past lives could be coming back into your life for a particular reason. And then we have healing. You are in the healing phase of your heart. This can be from a current event or any old emotional pattern that needs to be released. This is a time for self-care. And then your bottom of the deck is building blocks. This card is a sign that you will attract a solid relationship. Both of you are laying out an honest, strong, and genuine foundation. Okay. Now your reading is different than group 1's. I will say, for you all, I feel like mentally, emotionally, you're in a difficult place, or you've been through more challenging circumstances in your past compared to group 1. I do feel like for some of you, you are still actively healing a lot, and healing is a lifelong process, but I think you're still maybe in the thick of it. And I think that while you're single, if you're not already, being very focused on self-care is going to benefit you greatly. But I think for a lot of you, you're already doing that. I think that you recognize a need to be gentle, soft, loving, nurturing, caring for yourself, which is really beautiful, and probably why you're going to attract a soulmate level connection in 2024, because you are doing this healing even actively as we speak, and you do have a really great mindset and perspective here that I am important, I deserve my love, like the most important relationship I'll ever have is with myself. I need to take care of me. You got all that. So I think it's all in preparation for this soulmate reunion. And it does feel like this is a soulmate reunion just like group 1. However, I feel like your connection with your soulmate progresses at a slower pace, because we got this building blocks card as your bottom of the deck. However, this feels so solid. This feels so healthy, so nurturing. There's such a sweetness. It feels like, how like happy childhood memories feel, if you have any. When you look back fondly on those moments and there's just this purity to them. That's kind of what this connection feels like. Like it's just very soft, very sweet, very supportive, very loving, very affectionate. I'm getting corny here, but this connection feels like a hug. It feels like a hug. That's what it feels like. Group 1 had a bit more, of a traditional courtship, but there was passion, friendship. With you all, it feels a lot more romantic, but it's like a slow burn romance. It's a slow burn romance. I think your timeline with each other may just be softer and slower. You fall in love with this person, but it's like a gentle fall. And it's funny because I think you both know, you both feel this right away, this soul level recognition. I wouldn't quite call it love at first sight, but it's pretty close. But even though it's like, because we know it's real and we both feel it, there's no need to rush it. There's no feeling of being in a rush. There's no feeling of desperation or clinging, like a feeling, a need to cling. There's no fear of abandonment here. There's so much trust between you and this person, and it feels so special and so precious that we want to treat it with respect. And we don't want to mess things up. We don't want to let old wounds get in the way, because I think maybe they've been hurt a lot too, because with soulmate connections, there's usually mirroring happening. So maybe this timeline doesn't work for everybody, right? Not everybody needs to take things as slow as you two are. However, I feel like because of your past, because of their past, this is what works for you two as a couple. And I think it's exactly what your heart needs, exactly what their heart needs. And so it is a slow burn romance. But I think you're safe with things. You feel safe with things progressing slower because there's so much trust and a recognition that this is the real thing. This is the real deal. Whereas if you didn't have so much confidence in what you felt for them and what they felt for you, if they didn't put you at ease, if you didn't put them at ease, there would maybe be a fear of like, I need to rush into a commitment to lock them down. I don't want them to date anyone else, see anyone else. And there's no fear about that. It's like the moment I saw you, I chose you. But still, we're gonna build this relationship brick by brick, if that makes sense. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information about this soulmate, group 2. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles. 7 of Swords. 5 of Cups. And we have the Hanged Man. Your bottom of the deck here is the 9 of Swords. Okay, these cards are telling me that we were right on the money in saying that there is mirroring going on here and that you two have been through similar difficult circumstances when it comes to matters of the heart. And so I'm going to go through some of what they've been through, and some of it may resonate, others for some of you only some of it, some of it may not. But I think at the time that you meet them, they have healed a lot in the same way that you have healed and worked through a lot. With the King of Cups here, this is the energy that your soulmate is coming through with. This is divine masculine energy. Doesn't mean they have to be a man. And they could be a water sign or have significant water sign placements in their birth chart. So think Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. With this 9 of Swords, they've had their fair share of sleepless nights. They've had their fair share of anxiety. And I think a lot of that comes from partially exhaustion with the 10 of Wands. In the past, they have really felt like they put all of the effort into connections and people just take and take and take. And it's kind of gotten to the point to where they find it really hard to rely on someone else. They find it really hard to invest too much into other people because they worry they're going to get left or they're going to eventually be betrayed in some way, the relationship, the connection isn't going to last. So I think in a lot of ways, they try to be self-sufficient. They try to focus on themselves. They try to be really careful to set healthy boundaries, to realize when they're being overgiving, especially towards someone who just takes all the time. And with the Five of Pentacles coming over the healing here, they've really been abandoned. They haven't had support when they needed it the most. And they may have, especially with the Seven of Swords coming out next, they may have had people kick them when they were down, or gossip or judge them for their difficult circumstances. And they just didn't have the support that they needed. And I think that's especially hard when you tend to be a very supportive person, and then when you need help, no one wants to help you. And with Seven of Swords, they could have dealt with infidelity, cheating, lying. They could have worked through some trust issues here. And with the Five of Cups, they've dealt with disappointment, and they've started to learn to manage their expectations. Don't get their hopes up. And again, maybe you've dealt with this as well. And this doesn't just have to be romantic. Any matter of the heart. So they could have had friends who treated them badly. They could have a difficult family situation. But with the Hanged Man here, all of this has given them a new perspective on love, on connection, on relationships. And I think you come into their life like a breath of fresh air. And I think because you two have shared, some similar experiences, there's, overlapping themes between their story and your story. You two understand each other, and you feel seen, and you feel validated. And the King of Cups is someone who is very emotionally mature, very emotionally intelligent, very sensitive and attuned to energy. Someone who's very, very intuitive. But I think in the past, they were ignoring their own intuition and giving people, too much of a benefit of the doubt. And now they aren't very expressive with their emotions, but still waters run deep. They have so much emotional depth to them, but they don't share it. They can be quite closed off. And so I think that's also why this is going to be a slow burn romance. Okay, let's get some more information about this. I do feel like you're going to love this person's eyes. Something about their eyes. And this could also include their brows or their lashes. But I feel like you're very drawn to their eyes. I'm also hearing that you like their height. Something about their height you really like. Fear, commitment, anxiety, scared, and concern. I think both of you are scared. Both of you are scared of getting hurt, and that's why this is a slow burn romance. It's like, I know the feelings are real. I trust this person, but I know that for me, I need to take things slow because I still have these residual fears from my past, which are very understandable. And that's, this is the right person. And this is someone who understands and someone who shares a lot of the same feelings that you do around love and commitment. And I think it's because you two hold love with reverence. You two believe that love is something special. And you don't take it for granted. And you handle each other's hearts with the respect and care that it deserves. So you're not rushing into things. And some couples don't need to move at such a slow pace. Every couple is different. But I think this is what's going to work for you two because of your past. You know, yours and theirs. Healing again. Healing again. This is going to be in and of itself a very healing relationship. And I always say that, you know, like we can do so much healing on our own, but we can get only so far. Some lessons are meant to be learned through our connections with others. And it's almost like holding up a mirror, you know, and seeing yourself reflected, because you two do share so many, you know, similar experiences. We have travel, adventures, new places, and experiences. I do feel like you two will go on a lot of adventures together. Now, they could be from a different place than you are. This could be long distance, and maybe that's why this is also moving at a slower pace. But I do feel like there's just this sense of like a fresh perspective, a fresh start. You know how things feel so turned around when you're on vacation or when you take a trip? You're in a new environment, you're around new people. Depending upon how far you go, you may be, you know, in a different culture, a different time zone. Things feel a bit off center, but it can be fresh and exciting. Or the same thing if you move to a new place, you know, there's this freshness, this excitement. That's how the start of your relationship feels. We have music. Your song assigns through music or musician. So this person could really love music. They could be a musician. They could have good taste in music. Maybe that's something you two bond over. You also could, remember how I said y'all were super sweet? You may have a song together. You know, you may do cute little things like that. And also you could get signs about this person through songs. Especially if you're someone who listens to music a lot. I feel like Spirit tends to send us messages in ways that they know we'll notice. So I feel like personally I get a lot of signs through novels because I read a lot. And I feel like that's just an easy way for my guides to communicate to me. So if you're someone who listens to music a lot, you may get a lot of signs through lyrics, or even just the feeling that a song can evoke. We have longing, missing you, on their mind, time apart. Yeah, I mean, this could be long distance. Now that we're getting this card here, that could really explain another reason why this is a slow burn romance. And I mean, there may be a point in time in this connection where you two decide like, hey, especially if there's some sort of extenuating circumstance that you have to figure out, you two decide like, hey, are we gonna move forward with this? Like how do we want to proceed? Because I feel like you two have very direct conversations about where the relationship is going. So if this is long distance, there may be a time where you both say like, hey, let's take some space. Let's think about, are you going to move here? Am I going to move there? Like, what are we doing? And, you know, I think it's hard to have those conversations. It can be scary, but I think that it's really healthy and really great that you two are so direct with each other about it. Because I think this is a connection where you have very clear boundaries about what you two are and where it's going and expectations and all of that, because it helps you feel safe. And we have Earth sign here, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So you could be an Earth sign potentially, and this is letting you know that you chose the right group. This could also be signifying that this person has significant earth sign placements in their birth chart. So we already talked about water sign energy, and now we're getting earth sign energy as well. And I mean, hey, you always have to look at the full birth chart. People get so caught up on sun signs, but when you're in a romantic partnership, especially that Venus sign, that Mars sign, the moon, so important. And even your Mercury, I mean, how you communicate with each other. You know, if you don't have complementary Mercury placements, that can be difficult. Okay, let's get our final thoughts before we get into your Astro Dice. So we have the Star card here. Okay, now with the Star card coming out, this is definitely going to feel like a wish come true. This is a relationship you really hoped for, that you really prayed for. And with the Star card as well, this is associated with Aquarius, so, you know, potentially some Aquarius energy coming through. I will also say, though, this card makes me think of Christmas miracles. So I think that this person could come into your life, you know, around the winter season, potentially. But I also feel like that's how it's gonna feel. You know, like the energy of a Christmas miracle. If you think about, you know, like the cheesy Christmas movies around this time, it carries that energy. We talked about you two being sentimental together, being really sweet. You know, we've talked about sort of like a cozy, warm energy between you two. And that's kind of what I think about when I think about Christmas. And I do think it's a really romantic time. That's just how I feel. I think there's a reason why there's so many Christmas romance movies. It's just a romantic time of year. And so, yeah, I feel like it's kind of pointing to those things and saying, yeah, you two are very romantic with each other. You are very sweet. You are very cozy. You are very warm with each other. I'm hearing the word affinity. Like we have a natural affinity towards each other. It feels very magnetic, but in a very gentle way. We have Judgment here coming out with Temperance. So I think that this connection is coming into your life by divine timing, by fate, very much tied up in your karma. I think that you both have gotten to a place where you know you deserve love, where you truly love yourself. You're in a better place when you two meet. And that's part of why you're both ready for this connection with each other, because you both have learned to love and accept each other. Well, accept yourselves. And then I think also, this is your good karma. Like you deserve someone who is like this. You deserve someone who is as giving and loving as you are. And you've been patiently waiting for this. You've been patiently waiting for this. Both of you have. And like we said, it's a slow burn. So even when you two meet, you're still not rushing it because you don't want to mess up a good thing. You know, you're trying to get to that 10 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. You don't want to rush a good thing. But there's so much gratitude. Like, look at the little kitty, the little eyes. Like, there's just so much gratitude for each other. So much mutual appreciation for each other. And it feels like something you want to celebrate. You're so happy. And we'll go ahead and get your Astro Dice now. And this will end your reading, group 2. Okay, we've got the 10th house. We've got Mars, and we have Libra here. Okay, with the 10th house, it talks about status and it talks about reputation. I feel like your soulmate is known for being a good person. Like if you were to ask around about them, people would only have nice things to say about them. Like they're really well respected. People see them as someone who is good, someone who is honest, someone who is loyal. And I feel like even their ex-romantic partners would say, yeah, they deserved better. I treated them badly. They deserved better. it's like they have glowing reviews. Like if you could look up someone's past and say like, what's their rating? You know, how many stars would the people who have known them give them? Your person would have a 5-star rating. You know, they're a good person. And I feel like with Judgment here too, that we got before, it's like the divine is co-signing this relationship. Like, yeah, like these two are a really good match. We like these two together. And with Libra, your person is very fair, very honest. They're a good mediator. They're willing to compromise. And I also feel like they're very physically attractive, and they have a nice style and aesthetic, and they appreciate beauty. And they're really going to tell you how attracted they are to you. They're not going to, yeah, I mean, in a respectful way, because they're very polite, but they're definitely going to make it known to you that they find you very beautiful or handsome or attractive. And with Mars here, I feel like your person has really worked hard to be able to assert themselves in a healthy way, to be able to advocate for themselves in a healthy way. So they don't people please like they used to. They don't care so much that everyone likes them like they used to. Especially with Libra being here too. Libra likes to be liked. But I feel like with this Mars energy balancing it out here, it's like, yeah, I do want peace in my life, but my peace can't come at the expense of my self-respect. And so they've learned how to advocate for themselves. They learned how to be assertive and stand up for themselves without being a jerk about it, you know? Also, in terms of physical intimacy and your love languages and the way you like to give and receive love, you two are very compatible across the board, super compatible. And you also are compatible with the way that you manage your finances and your approach to money and, yeah, sort of your feelings about that. So just apply that how it resonates. But you're compatible in those areas, which honestly makes for a great, solid foundation for a relationship, because I think all of those things are very important. All right, that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. Hitting the notification bell lets you know whenever I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. I know they can probably be a little bit annoying, but you can always mute them and just have them on in the background. So I really appreciate anyone who does that as well. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched the ads already, been a regular viewer, donated on Venmo, tipped with Superthanks, or just commented or liked a video. It means the world to me and to Miss Gracie, of course. I'm wishing everyone the best as always. Please take care, and I hope to see you in my next reading. welcome to your reading. So this one is just for singles. I will be uploading a relationship one tomorrow. So for those of you who are already in a connection going into 2024, you can watch that reading. Now, if you feel like you're somewhere in between, like you're dating or in a situationship, that kind of thing, you can watch both readings if you want to, but otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. I am starting with oracle cards today. I don't know why, I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. Let's go ahead. Group 3. We have Take It Slow, Have Faith. Get one more card. Home and Family. And your bottom of the deck here is In the Now. Being in the now is important for your love life at this moment. Release any expectations or worries about your future. Only in the now can you manifest and influence your current love situation. So we have Take It Slow. Don't rush into this connection and situation. Take your time to get to know each other. Let this connection unfold how it's meant to. Don't push anything. And we have Faith. Have faith that the right people and situations will come to you. This card is a confirmation that you made the right decision about someone or something. You are on the right path. Sorry, I'm not sure why it stopped recording, but I think I stopped on this home and family card. It says there might be some changes coming up regarding your current home situation. A relocation could also be possible. This card also stands for starting a family together. Okay, with your current spread, group 3, I feel like Spirit is trying to give you some advice here before we go into the new year. I think for a lot of you, this is what you want. You want a home with somebody, you want a life partner, maybe you want marriage and children, maybe you don't, but I think what you're really craving is stability with someone. You want a life partner where you create and share a life together and you make memories and you have traditions and you share holidays together and you feel like you have a teammate in life. You're wanting something solid. You're wanting something lasting. You know, and maybe you're aware of this desire and maybe you're not. But I think this is what your soul is really craving here. And I think Spirit is saying if you want to get to this level of a relationship, this level of commitment, this kind of, solid life partner dynamic, you have to take it slow. You have to build it up brick by brick. You have to keep your faith. Now, don't feel like this is sort of judging or putting a timeline on how you should do things, but I feel like they don't want you to have rose-colored glasses. They don't want you to have a sense of desperation. They don't want you to have this feeling of lack or this anxiety about the future. They don't want you to question your past choices. They want you to be present. They want you to just be grateful to be where you're at. They want you to trust where you're at, that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And as you start to date, or, when your next romantic partner comes in, they want you to take it slow so that you can continue to trust that you're making the right decisions for yourself. They don't want you to have a ton of anxiety. And they don't want you to rush it. They want you to be certain. They want you to be sure. And they don't want you to fall into past patterns. They don't want you to miss, certain red flags. They don't want you to choose the wrong person. They want you to feel confident in your choices. And they want you to feel like you are being divinely guided and that your love life is protected. So I feel like, your cards are a lot different than the other two groups. I feel like they're just trying to give you advice going into this. Let's see if we can get some more information with your tarot. Group 3's love life in 2024. Yeah, maybe you're pretty exhausted. with the Nine of Wands here. Maybe you're at a point where you almost just want to give up or take a time out, take a pause from dating. Eight of Wands, that's hilarious. I said take a pause from dating and then we get the Eight of Wands. I wonder if you're at this point of like, I'm giving up, you know how in like movies and TV shows, the main character will say, I'm giving up on love, I'm giving up on dating, I'm done. And as soon as they say, I'm not looking anymore, I'm over it, I'm fed up, I'm done, that's when they meet, you know, their love interest. That's when they meet the love of their life, right then when they give up, when they stop looking. That's what it feels like this transition between these two cards. Yeah, Knight of Swords. This person's going to come in very quickly. Very quickly. And with the Knight of Swords, they're going to be very flirtatious, very charming, very direct. This is possibly an air sign, or they have significant air sign placements. So think Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. That was my hand. Hold on. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely new love coming into your life in 2024. And when it comes, it comes in very quickly. No wonder. We have Page of Wands. Oh, things are like very passionate. Lots of flirtatious energy. The Empress. The Empress. And your bottom of the deck here is the Three of Swords. I feel like you might have multiple love offers in 2024. And I think you're going to have to be potentially also someone who's a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, a fire sign. I think you're going to have to be very discerning about who you choose to entertain. Because the Empress, this is the energy you're presenting with. She's the queen of all queens. She's much higher than a Knight of Swords or a Page of Wands. You may have some suitors that just aren't really on your level. You know, some people who are trying to get your attention who just really aren't on your level. You're very physically attractive. You're very magnetic. People are drawn to your aura. You may not see yourself this way. I'm just telling you, this is the energy you're putting out with the Empress. She's so attractive. People can't help but be drawn to her. And, you know, it makes a lot of sense because if you're giving up, you are in a feminine energy because this is like a passive receptive energy. Like I'm not chasing, I'm not seeking. You're not in a masculine energy. So this makes a lot of sense too. But yeah, I think you're very focused on like your self-care, your self-love. That's why you're looking so good. You're glowing with this Empress energy. But you got to be really careful about who you give your cup to. Because not all of these people who are vying for your attention, are good matches. And with the Three of Swords being at your bottom of the deck, we don't want to repeat this. We don't want another heartbreak. We don't want another disappointment. I'm going to get a little bit more tarot for you guys. Yeah. Take your time. Take your time to contemplate. Because we have the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. Take your time to contemplate who is worth your time and energy and effort and investment. With the bottom of the deck being the Queen of Pentacles, and who isn't. Spirit, is there going to be anyone in 2024 for my group threes that is worth it? That would be a good love match? We have the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a yes. Let's get some more. The Hanged Man. I'm going to get 2 more cards. The Chariot. Get 1 more. and the Devil. I did see this card peeking out before, but my hand had slipped, so I wasn't sure if I should take it or not, but I'm glad it came out again. And your bottom of the deck is the Star. So yes, there will be someone, don't lose faith. And you did get that card in the very beginning, like keep your faith. There may be like some, how do I put it? Some people who just aren't that serious, people who are just not on your level, not really what you're looking for, not really worth the time or the effort. People who just aren't really compatible with you, whatever. I think you may deal with that in the beginning of the year, but at some point in 2024, you are going to get someone who feels like a wish come true. And the Star card is also about patience. It's also about patience and keeping your faith. So if you can do that and not settle, don't settle too quickly or rush into something with someone else and miss out on a really great person because you're with the wrong person, don't delay your happiness by settling for less. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, you will meet someone that has lasting staying power and someone that you can trust and build a future with. And I think that with the Hanged Man being here, this is going to be someone totally new, totally different than the usual type of person that you go for. And I think that's going to be a good thing. I think you need someone different. Sorry if you all see a jump cut. I had to stop for a minute. But with the Hanged Man here, this person is very different, but I think in the best possible way. And, they weren't what you were expecting, but they are the exact person that you're really needing here. And with the Devil card, I think it's again encouraging you to not settle and to take it slow and don't fall into, any habits of codependency or needing to control the situation or fear or anxiety that causes you to have like a fear of abandonment. Whatever your issues are, we all have them. The Devil card comes out for all of us, but just be patient. And I think don't settle and chain yourself to the wrong person when, if you were patient within the next year in 2024, you will meet someone who is worth the time and effort. And so with the Chariot card, ultimately it's your choice, whatever it is that you end up doing, but this is the guidance, this is the advice here. Okay, we have relax, downtime, self-care, and take a break. We also have self-love, you are enough, know your worth, and body positivity. So if you're wondering what you should focus on until this person comes in, this is what you should do. You should chill out, focus on your self-love, focus on your self-care, and just do you. And I think you're already kind of in that mindset anyway. And then with perspective, this is that Hanged Man card again. This person is totally different. It reminds me of, I think it's the True Romance Angels deck, where it says your next romantic partner differs from your usual type or expectations. They're like a breath of fresh air, they're not what you're expecting, but again, they're exactly what you need. And I think you need a fresh perspective on your love life too. Because like I said, I think a lot of you are starting to get quite jaded, fed up, tired, like over it, right? And I think that this person, when they come in, they represent an end to a karmic cycle. And it's all about divine timing and it's all about patience. And we've talked about that over and over again in your reading here. And with wishes, that's the Star card again. So the stars are going to align. You will get this wish fulfillment, but you have to be patient and you have to be mindful of who is representing your wish fulfillment and who is representing a waste of time and energy and effort, quite honestly. Any last information before we get into your Astro Dice? Group 3, please, Spirit. We have the Fool, and we'll get one more card here. We have 2 cards, and they're repeating cards for you. We have the Fool, we have the Empress card again, and we have the Hanged Man card again. Now with the Fool card, especially with this kitty crying, I feel like this is it again. Like you're giving up, you're tired of love, you're fed up, and then you meet the one. You know, I think you're someone who does love, and you are a romantic, but I think because of that, you've just been so disappointed that it's made you seem really jaded and like the opposite of that. But I think there is a part of you that still has hope and faith and belief in love, and, you know, just be patient, just focus on your self-love and your self-care. Be in this Empress energy, and you don't have to search, you don't have to look. In perfect divine timing, this person will find their way to you. And with the Hanged Man card, like we said, they're a totally different type than what you're used to. And it is going to give you a new perspective on love. And I think a new perspective on divine timing too. And how fate works. And kind of the relationship between fate and free will. Okay. We've got the 6th house, we have Aries, and we have the Sun. So a lot of fire sign energy because the Sun is associated with Leo. So we have that. And when the 6th house is associated with Virgo. So you really could be very focused on your health and fitness, you know, when you meet this person, or very focused on your work. I think also these are qualities that are really important to your person, you know, that the final person who's going to come in, because we said you had multiple love offers, but there's only one that's really worth the effort. And so I think this would be someone who takes really good care of their body, you know, has healthy lifestyle choices, has, you know, like a stable career, all that good stuff. With Aries now in this Sun energy, this is definitely that person's energy. So, I mean, they could be an Aries or have a lot of fire sign placements, or they could have some Leo placements, but they are very much a fire sign kind of person. So they're very confident, extroverted, sociable. They're a go-getter. They're very blunt and honest in terms of how they feel about you. They're going to be very direct. They're going to pursue you romantically. And with you being the Empress, that lines up. This person's also quite creative and athletic, creative and athletic. So they could have some artistic abilities, but then also be really into fitness or be really sporty too. All right, that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it brought you some comfort. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. Hitting the notification bell lets you know whenever I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. I know they can probably be a little bit annoying, but you can always mute them and just have them on in the background. So I really appreciate anyone who does that as well. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has watched the ads already, been a regular viewer, donated on Venmo, tipped with Superthanks, or just commented or liked a video. It means the world to me and to Miss Gracie, of course. I'm wishing everyone the best as always. Please take care, and I hope to see you in my next reading.